Hey guys, Seven WWE Rocks here. Thank you so much for joining me on episode 44 of Saturday Night's Kickout. Now, it's raining pretty badly, so probably not the best idea because power has been going out. So if that happens, if it's abrupt ending, then hopefully I got enough to talk about out. But so yeah, if the video ends abruptly, that's why. But thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. And before I get into the, going into the weekly, Raw, NXT, blah, 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 I just want to talk about PWG first. PWG is on fire. Now, they started announcing shows in advance, something they really don't do that much. I don't think they've done it in a long time, but actually started out the Tremendous 4 is going to be happening. Bola, they already announced all the participants. I'm going to be making a video maybe tomorrow or later down the week, just talking about each entrance of Bola, possibly the best Bola ever, and because I think it should be a really, really good show with all the talent that they got. A lot of Lucha Underground and AAA guys that I am just ecstatic for. I can't wait, and I think it's going to be really good. Mystery Vortex was last night, and some crazy, crazy stuff went down. If you don't want to hear, I'm going to do a little thing about it. So if you don't want to hear it, pause the video or mute the video for the next 30 seconds or just skip ahead. But new Mount Rushmore, that is freaking amazing. So yeah, new Mount Rushmore, the Young Bucks, the Super Kick Party, Roderick Strong, and Super Dragon. I cannot wait. I just can't wait for the next few shows with them. I'm hoping Mount Rushmore versus Team PWG. I think that'd be really cool to see. But that's all I'm going to say about it. I'm going to make a video about it later. But that is amazing. I freaking love that. PWG, they can do no wrong. They're doing so awesome right now. But let's get into the main talk, the Raw. So first off, Raw. Now, I have two segments on here. One, I didn't think it was that great of a show. Sheamus versus Roman Reigns was pretty good, actually. But I just didn't think it had too many great segments. And it's Raw. I mean, it's WWE. You've heard it all throughout the week. You've seen reviews. You've seen people talk about it. You saw it live. I don't really need to hit on every segment. TNA, I feel like, needs more publicity, needs more, videos about them. So that's why I hit every segment with TNA and not with WWE. So let's get right into it, though. Raw. Kevin Owens and Cena did some awesome promos. Owens spoke in French, insulted him in French, and I was literally tweeting oh, John Cena, I bet, will respond to him in French. And sure enough, as I was tweeting that, John Cena started responding to him in French and then Chinese. So hats off to both of them. That's awesome. And it was a different promo. It's not just them speaking English. They're insulting each other in different languages. So that was pretty cool. And it's official. Battleground, John Cena versus Kevin Owens. Third time for the United States Championship. Finally, a championship is on the line. And I think it'll blow the roof off the place. I can't wait. So next, at the main event, it was basically Seth Rollins apologizing to the Authority. Brock Lesnar came out. The Authority left Seth Rollins high and dry. And when Seth Rollins went to run away like a little coward, Brock Lesnar grabbed him. The Authority comes back. They come back to help Seth Rollins. Beat up Kane. And Brock Lesnar actually picked up Jamie Noble. Poor little Jamie Noble. Poor, frail Jamie Noble. Then he just tackles him into the barricade, breaks 3 of his ribs in the process. Jamie Noble had to be stretchered out. He literally broke 3 of his ribs. So that sucks. Hope Jamie Noble has speedy recovery because he's awesome. He makes, one half of J&J, and you can't have the one J without the other. So they attack him. They beat him down, basically. Kane, Mercury, Rollins demolished Brock Lesnar. So it was a different, take on the whole Beast thing. Now he's still the Beast. Brock Lesnar is a Beast incarnate. He's a freaking machine. But now he has finally been demolished. Yeah, you could say, oh, John Cena beat him. He kind of demolished him. Or CM Punk really gave him a good fight, blah, blah, blah. But no, they demolished Brock Lesnar and made him look like nothing more than a jobber. So it was a different outtake on that. I hope they don't keep doing that. I think Lesnar just being the Beast and just coming in and killing everyone is awesome. Like, I don't think you need to really beat him down to make you think that other guy has a shot. Just have people interfere, because that's what's going to happen at Battleground. The Authority's going to interfere, and somehow Seth Rollins is going to stay as champ. So, but it's a different outlook on it. So, or it's a different direction with Brock Lesnar, the character. So I'm always up for, different directions and stuff for characters if they promise something. And it looks like this one will promise something. So that's really cool. But that's all I have about Raw. So moving NXT, Finn Balor documentary part 2. It was Who is Finn Balor part 2. Loving it. If you haven't watched these, please go to NXT the past 2 episodes and watch these. These are so good. This one had New Japan Pro Wrestling stuff. It had Bullet Club stuff. It had, footage of him at Wrestle Kingdom 8, I think, and his matches there. So it was really cool. Really great stuff, and I wish they would do more stuff like that, especially with guys that aren't getting as over with the crowd, like Roman Reigns and who else, blah blah blah. But I think they should do a lot more of those. So moving on, Kevin Owens and Hideo Itami opened up the show. Basically, Hideo Itami came out and said he'll be back, in his broken English. Kevin Owens came out and said, just insulted Hideo and said he's delusional, but he messed up on the word. Like he was like, "You are delusional," and he just stopped talking, and the crowd kind of made fun of him. And then Kevin Owens is like, "Wow, I sound like Hideo Itami speaking broken English," and everyone was just like, "Oh, that was an insult." So that was pretty funny. Owens can mess up and still turn it around and insult the guy. So I think that makes Owens just even better than he already was. So Owens basically says, you have one good arm. Guess what? I'm going to hurt it. So I'm going to break it. He goes in the ring to attack him. Finn Balor makes the save. Finn Balor's up on the ramp. He's about to do a coup de grace onto Kevin Owens. Rhino blindsides Finn Balor, just freaking straight up elbows him right in the face, puts him out. Main event, Rhino versus Finn Balor. So that was a good segment. I enjoyed it. But the main event, let's get right into it. There's nothing really that great happened on NXT. But Finn Balor, Rhino, good match. This match has already happened once, and it was with a roll-up by Finn Balor. But this time, even with Kevin Owens on commentary, also, side note, Kevin Owens on commentary should be a regular thing. Anyway, Kevin Owens tried to distract Finn Balor, but it actually helped him out, and he ended up beating Rhino with the coup de grace, 1, 2, 3. It wasn't just a roll-up. He legit just hit his finisher, got the 1, 2, 3. And that led to Kevin Owens coming out and attacking Finn Balor. Or Kevin Owens was already out. He ran in the ring, attacked him. Rhino helped. They were just beating down on him. And then Samoa Joe rushed the ring, stormed it, and they scattered. So I'm guessing Finn Balor and Samoa Joe versus Rhino and Kevin Owens happens in the future. That would be awesome. I can't wait for that. So, and I think it does. I think I've already seen the pictures of it on Twitter when they did the tapings. But, yeah, moving on. ROH. Great episode. Wrestling galore. It was awesome. First match, Roderick Strong versus Nakamura. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. Like, in all honesty, that was a great opener and hard-hitting stuff. Knees, backbreakers. It was all just amazing opener. Main event, Young Bucks and AJ Styles. Quite possibly the best trio in wrestling today. If they were on TV weekly, where I could see them every week, where a lot of more people could see them every week, I think they could be like an insane trio, maybe even like the Shield. Like they are just that good, have such good matches. They versed Okada and RPG Vice, Trent Beretta, and Rocky Romero in an awesome match. The finish is absolutely insane. They killed Trent Beretta in the process. Like it was pile drivers left and right, hollow points, super kicks, Styles clashes, pile drivers. It was crazy. So that was an awesome main event. Such a good match. If you missed it, please go check it out. Go on the website or something, try to find it, and try to check that back out. So, Lucha Underground, they had, I'm trying to go fast. I don't want the power going out during this. But Lucha Underground, Alberto El Patron, will verse Johnny Mundo at Ultima Lucha. It was announced. Ultima Lucha is like their WrestleMania, I'm guessing. It's also the season finale of Lucha Underground. Once that happens, the show's gone. They haven't even started doing season 2 tapings. Kind of has me a little worried, but that was announced, so that I'm looking forward to. First match, Superfly versus Sexy Star. And remember, Sexy Star was the one that beat Superfly, and then he had to lose his mask. He had to unmask for it. He's returned with a vengeance. He's pissed off at Sexy Star, and he beat her just clean. I think it was like a backbreaker type move, and just like broke her in half. Got the 1, 2, 3. He tried to unmask her, but she ran off, and before he could do it, so that was good. Pentagon Jr. called out Vampiro and basically said, I want to fight you. I want to sacrifice you. I don't know. Pentagon Jr. is crazy. He's out of his mind. Also, he's a Bola entrant, so freaking awesome. And he called out Vampiro. Vampiro got up and shoved him, and the fans freaked out. Once again, he shoved him, but he got back to the announcing table, apologized. He's letting his actions get the better of him, and he's supposed to commentate. That's it. And I really like this storyline. I like how he's trying to keep it under wraps, and he's like, Matt, I can't do that anymore. I have to commentate. That's what I'm doing. I'm not a wrestler. I can't wait for the part where he legit snaps and just fights Vampiro, or fights Pentagon Jr., because obviously that's happening at Ultima Lucha. I would think that's where they're going with it. But yeah, that was a cool segment. Then for an ancient medallion, Aerostar versus the Mac versus Cage versus Marty the Moth in an awesome four-way. It's Lucha Underground. Of course, their four-ways are always good. And I wanted to know what the ancient medallion do. First, Phoenix has won one, but he's dead. Mil Muertes pretty much killed him. So, and I forget Jack Evans. Jack Evans has the second one, and this was fighting for the third one. There's 7 of them. It's like the Avengers. I don't know. It's crazy. But Aerostar picked up the win, which I kind of expected because they seem to be giving it to these high flyers. They gave it to Phoenix, they gave it to Jack Evans, and now Aerostar. So people not mostly involved with the storylines, like Cage has been involved pretty well. But I'm glad what they're doing with it. But Matt Striker even said during the match, we have no idea what the medallions even do, but they're fighting for them, so good for them. I don't know, but it was a great match. Next, Mil Muertes versus Drago in a match where whoever wins gets to face Puma at Ultima Lucha in the main event for the world title. And I was sad to see Drago lose. Mil Muertes did get the win, pretty much killed him in the process. And I'm sad to see Drago not have his match, championship match. But I'm excited to see Mil Muertes versus Puma. I mean, this is Mil Muertes who freaking came back from the dead and is like the monster against the, ultimate face of Lucha Underground, Puma. So that should be a really good match. And I'm excited to see what it comes for Lucha Underground. I'm really, hyped. So TNA, moving on to TNA. This is where I will talk about each segment. I just went off their YouTube page, and so each segment might not be in order, but I'm going to try my best. So Tigre Uno versus Grado versus Loki for the X Division Championship. So it was elimination style, which was pretty cool. And Grado and then Tigre Uno hit his Phoenix Splash thing, got the win. So very good, I guess. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it was awesome for him to have the championship, basically. That was good on TNA's part. He needs to have the X Division Championship. I hope this doesn't mean when he wins it, he's kind of just out of the storylines and he's just the champ. I hope he has involved in storylines, maybe does some promos, maybe gets a manager. I don't know. But I hope this isn't just he wins the belt and then, we don't really hear from him. He's just in, matches here and there. I hope that's not what it is. But, good for Tigre, he deserves it. He's a really good fight, really good high-flying guy and got that crazy finisher. So Chris Melendez versus EY. EY hit the pile driver and got the win. I'm just skipping ahead just to make this go along faster. But I did not agree with that. I honestly think Chris Melendez should have gotten the win. EY went from fighting for the championship, beating Kurt Angle every time it wasn't for the title. And then when it was for the title, he would lose. I think he lost 3 or 4 times. And now he beats Chris Melendez. So I think they should have just had Melendez win since EY is on this big losing streak. Not losing streak, but he's just gotten to the point where he fought for the title. He lost it a bunch of times. He should be back at the bottom. And I think he doesn't really need the win. Melendez needed the win. He didn't get it. So, but I'm guessing that feud doesn't end here. Velvet Sky versus Angelina Love. Velvet Sky is fighting for her place back on the roster. So she's technically just a fan. She doesn't have a contract or nothing. Yet she comes out to an entrance. Freaking has a theme song. So that I did not get. She doesn't have a contract, yet she comes out from the back with an entrance song on. So that was kind of strange. I didn't really get that, but that's kind of looking too much into it. Velvet Sky hits a stunner, gets the win. Cool. Velvet, stunner, Sky. Good for her. Bram versus a mystery opponent, a former TNA superstar. Bram, calling out people. I have a lot of things wrong with this match. Not really, just one thing, but it's a big thing. Basically, calls out a guy. Out comes Vader. It's Vader time. That's awesome. I am okay with that. Personally, I think he should have beaten him cleanly because Vader's an old guy, and I'm not trying to be rude, but he's kind of fat, so I think it would have been okay if he had beaten him clean. Here's the deal. He hits him with a wrench or a chair or something, gets disqualified. There's my problem. Last week, Bram versed Joseph Park in a no disqualification match. They used tables, they used chairs, they used it all. Not really. They used tables and chairs. And they beat the crap out of each other with weapons. Josh Matthews said on commentary, because last week I was like, whoa, this is no disqualification. I did not know that. Josh Matthews says, oh, from now on, Bram wants his matches to be no disqualification. Okay, that makes sense. This week, he gets disqualified. The very next week. So I suck at storyline stuff. I forget stuff. You know, people always tweet clever stuff like, oh, they didn't follow the storyline in WWE. They didn't follow the storyline in TNA. And I'm like, oh, man, I did not see that. That's a good point. If I can figure out the storyline went a whole different direction and didn't freaking follow your previous storyline, that's bad because I suck at following storylines. I'm always forgetting stuff. I'm always forgetting who has an HM medallion on Lucha Underground. It's madness. Now, that's what I didn't get. He gets disqualified, and then basically he should have beaten Vader clean. Like, in all honesty, it's Vader. I mean, he's beaten Tommy Dreamer, who's in better shape than Vader. He's beaten random ECW legends, beating all of them, so good for him. I think he could have beaten Vader clean, and I would have been fine with it. But he didn't. He gets disqualified. That made no sense at all. Matt Morgan comes out and beats him up. Matt Morgan, I'm glad he's back in TNA. I think that's freaking awesome. And I wish he was here to stay. I don't think it's here to stay, but I really wish he was there. I really wish he was there to stay, but I think it's a one-time deal. He's going to verse Bram at Slammiversary. Hopefully that match is good, but we'll see where it goes. I just heard someone scream really terrifying, so that's why I kind of got a little stumbled around my words, and it sounded pretty terrifying. So, Wolves versus Dirty Heels, Full Metal Mayhem. If the Wolves win, they win it, and they gotta stay, or the Dirty Heels gotta stay alive. It's 2-1. So, first match was kind of slow, didn't get that much into it, and then it really got really good at the end. Rude actually had, I think, Eddie in a powerbomb position with a table. Aries jumped off the top rope, drop kicked Eddie, and they powerbombed him through the table. Looked brutal. And then freaking Eddie and Davey, they were doing foot stomps with chairs where when they would land on the chair, it would hit like Rude on the back. That looked awesome. And at the end, it was a quick roll-up, which I didn't really like because it was so chaotic. I didn't think it needed to end in a roll-up. I know they're heels and all, but I think I would have been fine with a low blow, to be honest, to win it. But the Dirty Heels are on the board, so that's good. I have some unfortunate news, though. Austin Aries' contract expires on Sunday. Sorry, on Sunday. So Slammiversary, he'll be his final match, which he's versing Davey Richards. That's awesome. That match should be really good. Sad to say, I've seen my buddy Charles Pongi, who's follow him on YouTube, WWE TNA 1152. Please subscribe to his channel. He's awesome. I had him on the show last week. But he's at the show, and they taped it in advance. So once again, 30 seconds, mute the video if you don't want to hear. Aries ends up losing in a match where his career's on the line in TNA. So Aries has left the company. He is done with TNA, which is really disappointing. He did get way too many title shots. It seemed like every time a title shot came, it went to him. But so that I didn't like them doing this character. But he was a really, really, really talented guy. So I've been hearing he might go to GFW. That'd be really cool. But, NXT, yeah, Triple H, come on, Loki, whatever. Oh, yeah, Loki's gone from the company as well, too. Loki's gone, so that is for sure. And Aries is for sure. But, so Triple H, you've been saying you want indie guys and stuff for NXT to do big name draws. Aries and Loki are pretty cool. That's all I'm saying. All right, moving on. New member joins the Beatdown Clan. Now, Beatdown Clan and The Rising came out just attacking each other. Oh, yeah. This episode was supposedly live. It was not live because I was seeing stuff. I saw Jeff Jarrett in a TNA ring 2 hours before the show even started. So your whole live thing, not cool, TNA. Not cool. Josh Matthews was saying, this is trending on Twitter when it wasn't. He was talking while the show wasn't even on. It was not live. Anyway, Beatdown Clan versus The Rise. They didn't verse them, but they just started attacking them, and it was a big brawl. I really wish this feud would end. I thought it ended when they had that big 6 or a 3-on-3 match where they used weapons or whatever, I think. It was some big match, I know. I thought the feud ended there. Guess not. But they had one more. They were fighting everywhere, and Hernandez came out. So Hernandez attacked Drago. I forgot to mention that. I apologize. During Drago versus Mil Muertes, right before the match started, Hernandez came out and attacked Drago with his belt, just started whipping him. And now Hernandez showed up. So Hernandez, 2 shows, 1 night. Good for him. So Hernandez came out and basically helped the Beatdown clan, and he is in the Beatdown clan. So out goes one member, Loki. He's done with TNA. In goes another. So I'm really happy Hernandez is with TNA now. I think he deserved a world title run. Same with Matt Morgan. I think he deserved a world title run. But it sucks to see him go in a faction now because I really think his Lucha Underground work was really good, Hernandez. I think he could be a singles heel, and I really wish he was. But, you can't always get what you want. He's with the Beatdown clan, which, it's okay. It's the faction, but I feel like MVP is too much of the one guy, the big soul. Like, the spotlight's usually always on him. So I'm a little disappointed in that, but we'll see where it goes. And I just wish the Beatdown clan versus Rising thing would end, to be honest. But I do know spoilers. I'm not going to say it, but the feud does get interesting. I will say that. All right, next. Jeff Jarrett returned. I made a video about it. Didn't really like his promo because it seemed like he was just bashing TNA and saying, like, I'm with Global Force Wrestling, which I feel like GFW should make its name by itself and not piggyback off TNA. And TNA, I don't think, should piggyback any company. I think they need to worry about themselves, to be honest. That's why I hate when TNA takes shots at WWE. It's like, seriously, just worry about yourself. Like, who cares? I don't feel like TNA needs to take shots at WWE. I don't feel like WWE needs to take shots at TNA. It's stupid. But I just want all of us to enjoy wrestling. That's all I'm here for. But, yeah, so Jeff Jarrett came out, did a promo that kind of sucked. Not really, but he's going to King of the Mountain. We now know the King of the Mountain match is for a championship, so they're introducing a new championship. I don't know if it's only for King of the Mountain matches. Like, I don't know if it's you win it and you're like, yay, and then you go home next week and you don't have a championship, or you keep it and say, you use it as a push, kind of like King of the Ring, kind of like winning that and saying if there was a King of the Ring championship, being like, hey, I won this, I should get a push. I don't know, but yeah, it will be for a championship. I don't know if it's going to, keep coming in the storyline, but Jeff Jarrett, I think, is obviously going to win it. But we'll see. They could surprise us. It's TNA. They're pretty shocking. All right, Angle had to verse an opponent of EC3's choosing, and EC3 chose Matt Hardy. So Matt Hardy just had a kid, a baby boy. So he had a kid. Next day, he's wrestling at TNA. So I'm like, dang, that's pretty crazy. Good for him. And if TNA made him do that, TNA, you suck. But I don't think they did. Matt Hardy's a hardworking guy, so good for him. But Angle versus Hardy, and it was like 8 minutes. It wasn't a long match at all. And Hardy even went to Twitter and said Jeff Jarrett cut into his TV time, so he doesn't really know how he feels about that. So I was like, oh, shots fired, dang. But yeah, so that kind of sucks that Jarrett really did cut into Matt Hardy's time or the main event at all, but because that's just rude. Gosh. But, yeah, Matt Hardy tapped out to Kurt Angle's Angle Lock, of course. Matt Hardy's not going to win against Angle. So, Angle versus EC3, Slammiversary. It's tomorrow. Woo! All right. Top 5. My top 5 guys are number 5 of the week. This is my opinions and my opinion only. Number 5, Finn Balor, because he beat Rhino in a good main event. Really good stuff. 4, Aerostar, because he won an ancient medallion. No idea what that does, but good for him. 3, Hernandez. He's on 2 shows. I mean, that's pretty cool. Plus, he made a surprise return to TNA, which is awesome, and he beat the crap out of Drago with a belt. That was terrifying. Number 2, Tigre Uno. He won the X Division Championship. Good for him. Number 1, Mil Muertes. He beat Drago. He stopped his freaking comeback run. Drago stopped it dead in its tracks and killed him. And now he's number 1 contender. So really excited for Ultima Lucha. I think it'll be really good. Match of the week. We had a lot of good ones. Sheamus versus Reigns was really good. Trying to think of Lucha Underground. And the 4-way for Lucha Underground was good. Mil Muertes versus Drago was good. I mean, Lucha Underground never really has bad matches. I think they've only had 1 or 2 bad matches. I'm being serious about that. And but I gotta give it to Roderick Strong versus Nakamura. That was really good. But I gotta give it to Young Bucks and AJ Styles versus Okada, Trent Beretta, and Rocky Romero. That match was awesome. If you missed it, please go check it out. It was freaking awesome. And yeah, Kickout segment. I kind of started the show with the Kickout segment. PWG on fire. Freaking new faction. Bola participants have been announced. Drew Galloway's in Bola. That's crazy. Freaking every good guy from Lucha Underground. I'm going to steal a joke from my buddy Ryan. Shout out to him. Squared Circle Sports on YouTube. With all the Lucha Underground guys, I wish they got Prince Puma in it. Like, haha, get it. Ricochet's in Bola. All right, I'll go to my corner. But that should be really good. Like, I am super pumped for Lucha Underground. Not Lucha Underground. I'm super pumped for Bola. And I'm pumped for Lucha Underground as well. Ultima Lucha should be awesome. Battleground's coming up. So, I mean, Owens versus Cena. Lesnar versus Rollins. There's one other match, I think, that sounded really good, but I can't remember it. But, I mean, that's pretty awesome. Battleground actually means something, apparently. So that's really cool. And TNA Slammiversaries tomorrow, which I hope's good. TV tapings are already happening, so it's like, who cares at this point? Because, I mean, a lot of people already know the spoilers. So a lot of people already know some guys are champions, and then they have to act like they're not champions, and then at Slammiversary, so that's kind of strange. Like, the crowd's going to have to be like, hey, I saw this guy, or I saw this team, or I saw this guy win tag championships, and now they don't have the tag team championships, or they don't have the world title. You know, what it is. And so now people are like, well, why do I care? But, yeah, I don't know. It's crazy stuff. But hopefully it's a good pay-per-view, and it is a wrestling pay-per-view. So hopefully that's really good. But my big kick-out segment, basically, PWG is righting every wrong. I mean, it's making wrestling so fun right now and so awesome, and I can't wait for DVDs and Mount Rushmore 2.0 shirt. I want to get it. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. Follow me on Twitter at 7WBRocks. If you were commenting down below, I don't look at the comments during the video, so sorry, that happened last week, and I do apologize. But that one viewer, I had two at one point, but that one viewer that stayed on for most of the show, you're the real MVP. So thank you so much for watching, and I'm going to go watch some Full House. So thanks, guys. Have a great day.